spin. So let's spin now to the Vikings. It's clear that they love to run the ball, and this offense revolves around Dalvin Cook. Came into Week 13 as the NFL's third leading rusher. The talented running back sat down with Lisa Salters last night.
You're finally healthy. What does it mean to you to finally be healthy and to show what you can do?
It means a lot. I've been through a lot these past 3 years, ups and downs. It's been new to me, these injuries, but me being out from football, and that's what I couldn't accept at first. I was really hurt and I couldn't play football. You gotta accept it. Once you hurt, and I think it's made me the player I am today. Just battling through so much stuff.
Hand off Dalvin Cook, stutter step right, shakes the tackle to the end zone, touchdown! You know that could be beating. Hey, now I'm in, now I'm not.
The Vikings took a chance on you coming to college. What did that mean to you?
Everything. That's why I give them all I got. I just be me. I don't shy away from being Dalvin. I'm Dalvin at every moment, and I think you be around me long enough. God said, I'm just a cool guy. I just love to play football.
The fact that they believed in you so much, how has that motivated you to just keep fighting, get to this point where you're balling out?
It's a mindset of just don't let them down, and just prove them, that was the right pick, that was the right choice. I was the guy for them, at the 41st pick, and I just work my tail off every day. I fly around and practice. I leave it all on the game field, and I think that's the reward for the Vikings.
The Vikings are 8-3, but in a crowded NFC. Minnesota currently in the second wildcard spot. Even if the Vikings win tonight, they'd still be a wild card since the Packers own the tiebreaker in the NFC North. Those teams play in Minneapolis on Monday Night Football in Week 16, a game that could decide the division. That's going to be fun, and we get to be there. So the Vikings are on a roll. They've won 6 of 7, including that huge comeback win. Week 11, they were down 20 points against the Broncos. But, Lewis, do you believe they're truly in the conversation as one of the elite teams in the NFC?
I absolutely do. Look, I'll hit defense first. Look, they have weapons at all three levels of this defense. Obviously, they need to shore up their pass defense more, but they got elite pass rushers, elite cover guys on the inside, and they have secondary players that are great athletes that need to play with better communication and make more plays on the ball. But here's the key. Kirk Cousins is on a tear right now. Kirk Cousins is on a mission. He's on a prove-it mission, and I'm telling you this, it's not just play-action pass. He obviously benefits when the run game is going, and the play-action passing game obviously benefits from that. And over the past 7 weeks, nobody is on fire more than Kirk Cousins. He has 10 touchdowns off of play action. He's completing, a ridiculous percentage as far as his pass is concerned, and his yards per attempt are right up there at the very top. And his rapport right now with Stephon Diggs is second to none. If he can sustain this level on this stage, on the road, in this environment, there's no question that they're there. There's no reason for them to not be mentioned with the big boys in the NFC.
Kirk Cousins, follow me here. Beginning of his career in Washington, you like that? Remember, he's free and wild.
Yeah.
It's like he didn't know any better, and you got all of him. And it was great. Then he started to mature, and then it started to bog down in losses, in missed expectations. People started to criticize him, and I think that whatever Stephon Diggs did when he yelled in the locker room, whatever, it seemed to break him. It was like, let's stop worrying. He's in his head too much. And I think Kirk just freed up. And you've seen that. If my theory is right, you're going to see a freer, more open. And he's done things he hasn't done before. He's won a big game. He and the Cowboys. He brought a team back in the fourth quarter. He hasn't done that. He hasn't won on Monday night. I'm sure that's in his mind tonight. Because I just feel like you're seeing a mature free now through all the scars and the connective tissue you build through some tough times. And you're seeing a much freer, better football player that I think's got to excite the Vikings.
Everything that y'all just talked about Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, this is an ultimate test for Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position, going against a Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. But when I look at Kirk Cousins going into this game and looking against the Seahawks, how they were able to lose 2 games at home against a very good defense. The Minnesota Vikings have that defense. Kirk Cousins has raised his level of play. And Lou, you just talked about the chemistry between him and Stephon Diggs is on another level. I believe in Kirk Cousins tonight, but he has to definitely play behind that defense because that'll be key.
You can make the argument that he has been, over the last year or two, the most maligned and criticized player in the National Football League. In the last few weeks, he's answered those critics, and he's got a chance to continue to do that with this postseason run. And if Minnesota goes in any type of extended run, nobody can ever say anything about him again.
Nope. Mike Zimmer is really candid when you ask him how he feels about this team, that the pass defense has to be better for them to go all the way, but he loves that the offense is actually confident now. It's not all about the defense, right? So that's the NFC.
Locked in! Let's go! Locked in! I shoot! I score! Would you shoot? I score! Wilson escapes and he makes magic again. Cousins passes to Diggs. You like that? Monday night! You gotta feel it!
Are you ready for a showdown between two of the top teams in the NFC? First place in the NFC West on the line for Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. What magic does Wilson have in store for us tonight? You have a front row seat as we get you set to kick off with our field pass. But let's start on the opposite side there, Steve. Focusing on Kirk Cousins, candid about the things he hasn't accomplished, even in the midst of a great run. What's the key as a quarterback to getting that monkey off your back?
I think it's just owning it, and I think he does a great job of owning it. You know, it's like a sense that I know what I haven't done. I know the hurdles that are out there. I know that people have been disappointed in some of the things that I've done, but I also recognize what I have done, and that I am first in the league in pass TDs and second in completion percentage and total QBR in third. So it's like, I think owning all that and not having to feel like you're always running from something, but running to being a better and better player. I think that's what he's on his way to being.
Randy, the Vikings have been without Adam Thielen for most of their last 4 games. How has Stephon Diggs carried the load?
Well, Susie, I don't even know what he said in that locker room that Steve alluded to earlier, but he has been carrying this team. You're just talking about the absence of Adam Thielen. This man is averaging 19 yards per catch. That's 6th in the National Football League. But since week 7, only 1 touchdown. Susie, I need to see Diggs in that box tonight multiple times.
Adam, a healthy Dalvin Cook has emerged as one of the best backs in the league. This offense revolves around him. How do you see him matching up in the heart of the Seahawks defense?
Well, that's the whole thing, Susie. The Seahawks linebackers are the strength of their team. Dalvin Cook tonight has to go to Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright. And those types of players, these are going to be hard yards for him to earn. The Seahawks always take away the running game. They're going to try to take away Dalvin Cook tonight before they do anything else.
He'll make something out of it. Russell Wilson is the MVP tonight.
Let's talk about this Vikings defense, Lewis. Harrison Smith seems healthy after the bye, but the Achilles heel of this Vikings defense has been the pass D, and it's a Mike Zimmer D, but they're giving up big plays. What are you going to be watching for tonight?
I'm going to be watching for really clean communication and clean defensive back play, and by that I mean this. Defensive backs looking at what they're supposed to, not getting fooled, or rather not getting enamored by Russell Wilson, and then executing their fundamentals down the football, making plays on the ball. And Harrison is a critical part of that.
What a big night for Kirk Cousins. Still coming. We've got Come On Man and Cousins, so candid about all he still wants to accomplish. One of those goals, a win on Monday night. Tonight, Mike, and Wilson's opposite number tonight. Kirk Cousins fighting for all those things Russ knows so well. Success in prime time, the playoffs, and even a Super Bowl. But first things first, a win in the Pacific Northwest. 1,200 years after the Vikings traveled across Europe, conquering new lands, Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins is conquering his old narratives. It started in Dallas in Week 10, when Cousins entered with a road record of 1-7 in prime time and only 4 road wins against winning teams. But the Norseman led the Vikings to a win, conquering both storylines. A week later, Cousins won again, this time after trailing in the 4th quarter for the first time as the Vikings quarterback, another narrative conquered. Tonight, he'll attempt to vanquish another shortcoming, win on Monday night for the first time in his career. Cousins addressed it all with Leafs assaulters last night.
have to be able to throw the ball. You have to be able to make plays.
Kirk Cousins, he just doesn't have enough.
Kirk Cousins is a failure.
He's not worth what he's being paid.
We're just as frustrated as every fan in this state of Minnesota.
When there's dissension, things can fall apart quickly.
You want to be in Minnesota?
Yeah, I want to be in Minnesota.
That did not happen with you guys, just the opposite.
Well, I think you just go back to work. I don't think there's any secret answer. You just say, hey, I guess that week it was week 5. We had the Giants on the road. It's, hey, we got to go and beat the Giants. And really just, as cliche as it sounds, take it one day at a time, one practice at a time.
Great moments are born from great opportunities, all right? Let's go get a win. I like the start. I like what we're about.
At the end of the day, we started 2-2. It wasn't 0-4, but it wasn't 4-0. And now we're sitting at 8-3. 8-3 isn't the end of the story. We got 5 games to go. These final 5 games, I think, are going to tell the story more than anything. People forget how you start, but they remember how you finish.
I score!
He's playing lights out. He's doing a great job, and you guys need to give him more credit. You guys are hard on him when he isn't playing well. He's doing everything he can.
Cousins passes to Diggs. Touchdown! Minnesota Vikings have beaten the Denver Broncos from a 20-0 deficit.
Russell Wilson's in the MVP discussion. Your numbers are similar to his. Why aren't we hearing your name?
He's such a fun player to watch. He's great for our sport, great for our league, and he sets a high bar for the rest of us to keep up with.
You're having a great year too, Kirk. Do you care?
If we can win in Seattle on Monday night, that's what I care about, and that's what'll make me happy.
We're born to be champions.
Kirk Cousins recognizes that the Seahawks played with a ton of energy. He knows they're going to have to match that tonight. He said, we're going to have to bring the juice. We're going to pick this game in just a moment. But first we've got, come on, man. All right, picks. Lewis, who do you have tonight?
I'm going with the Vikings. Come on, Kirk Cousins. Come on, Kirk Cousins. You're hot, baby. You're hot. 35-31. High-scoring game.
Whoa.
Come on, Kirk. Come on. Do I have to pick? I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Lou just talked about Kirk Cousins. Come on, Kirk. We just did a segment with Stephon Diggs, the absence of Thielen. Diggs is going to be big tonight. I think the secondary for the Vikings can step up too. Come on, Xavier Rhodes.
Clearly the first guy to be objective about this whole thing.
Come on, Steve. Come
When
on,
I
Kirk.
see breaking a 26-26 tie and a late last second field goal by the Seattle Seahawks. I think they do it at home.
Wow.
Sorry, boys. I got to be objective about the whole thing.
So do we have a split decision here? I'm just going to quote Russell Wilson because he says that this team is special. They seem to have the special sauce. And that also, when the game is on the line, they have this belief that they're going to win and that the other team can feel that too. I'm going Seahawks, but hey, this is a huge game between two of the best teams in the NFC. What more could you ask? And in this atmosphere here. And you've got to see this. How big is this game? Well, the 12s, they are out in force for Monday Night Football.
It's a Viking purple on there too. Let's go, Vikings!
And they're all coming inside.
Russell Wilson making his case
Come on,
for
Kirk.
MVP. Enjoy Monday Night Football.